Hi everyone, so today we're going to learn how to use Google Draw. First thing you're going to do is click on the More option in your Google Drive and go to Google Drawings. Okay, when that's open, you're going to make sure you title your document, so geometric animal or animals, whatever you want, because that's what our project is called. Okay, once you're there, you're going to find your photo. So you can definitely do a different animal than what I'm doing, but like I said last week, we are doing a bear for Google Drawings. So when you resize something, let me go back. Oh, let me so all over. So once you paste your image, it might be really small compared to the canvas, which is this gridded area, or it might be really big. To resize, you don't want to just grab random edges and pull it around like that. Do you see how when you do that, it's getting super long? It doesn't look like what it used to. So try to not do that, not just for this project, but in general. Let me just paste it again. To resize things in order to keep the proportions of your image, you're actually going to grab the corner and hold down Shift on your keyboard. So I'm holding down Shift and I'm dragging it. That way it looks exactly the same. So I have two. If I didn't hold down Shift and I just dragged it around, it looks so weird. It's so squished, and it's obvious that we transformed it and stuff. So do your best to remember to hold down Shift and change. Let's delete that. A trick, if you want, instead of just copying and then pasting something, if it's the same thing, you can hold it down, hold Option, Shift, drag, and that's how I got to. Something to think about. You don't have to memorize it if you don't want to. So once you have one bear, you only need one. I'm actually going to put it at the corner of the grid and drag it all the way down so it lines up with the top or the bottom because we want to use the entire space. And then I'm going to double click on this edge here and actually change the canvas size. So I'm going to shrink it a little bit there. So I double clicked it and I dragged it. Now we have our photo. And the cool thing about this is that we're actually just going to trace it. We don't have to break down any shapes in order to get accurate proportions. And it's totally fine to trace. You're going to want to go up to the, let's go to the tool that is to the right of the arrow, which might say line depending on what your default is. Scroll down to the polyline tool, which has a little shape in it, and click on that. From there, we're going to actually start tracing it. So with this tool, all you do is click and then go to where you want the next point to be. So we're not making any curves, right? Just straight, sharp lines. So I started at the nose or the snout, and I'm going to go to this indent where the curve of the snout to forehead is. And just press once. Go up, press, go to the left, press, up, press, and just keep on doing this. I'm actually, oh yeah, wait, this bump is the ear. So I'm gonna go up, down, so it's kind of like a triangle. I'm actually, instead of going straight down like here, if you look at closely at that blue line, you can see if I press down, there's gonna be a really sharp point. I kind of want to soften it a little bit without making a curve. So I'm going to make a point in the middle and then go down. Still geometric, just not as sharp. If you want yours to be sharp, you can, that's totally fine. I'm just kind of making it a little more angular. And then I'm gonna cut that, actually no, let's go up. And then down, up, down, down again. Everyone's going to look a little different, so don't stress about that. While you do this, it can be pretty mindless if you wanted to, so feel free to listen to some music or a show. I have an audiobook playing right now, actually. I'm kind of adding a lot of little lines to the paws because I think that'd be fun. If you have a mouse, you should use a mouse. I'm using my trackpad and it's not the best thing for your wrist, but it's up to you. Let's see. I'm making it a little bigger than it should be, but that's okay. And then go in a little bit, all the way down. And then I want it to go up. And yeah. And you can actually readjust these points later on too, so I'll show you how to do that. I like to have zoomed in on this because I can't really see how small I should go, but that's okay. And then make sure you close it at the same point. It looks like I didn't, so I'm gonna go up again. Okay, now I closed it. You know it's closed when it starts to highlight and you don't have the line attached anywhere. So now click select. Oh no, some of mine didn't stay together. So what I'm going to do is actually move this over and see where the disconnect is. Okay. It looks like I missed some areas. So I'm just gonna go back, click, and connect. And that's okay too. Although, yeah, okay. It's not too thick. So if this happens to you, you can just move your image and then start moving things around so it works for you. That's good enough. With your select tool, you can actually go in and double click on things to move the points. You see how when I double click on it, all of these purple points come up? You can start moving things around, but let me zoom in because I can't see it. So 200, oh, okay. So I'm super zoomed in. I'm going to click on my select tool again and double click so I can move these points so they connect a little better. Yours does not have to be this precise. I just like to be. Okay, oh, not like that. That's a little bit better. Okay. Check your lines, make sure you like it. When you do, you can fit it. I'm going to select everything because mine weren't attached. Then go to arrange group. That way, when I pull on it, it all moves together. So now we have our outline. We have to fill in our bear with different shapes, right? So you're going to take the same polygon tool and you can either just go in randomly and draw in any shapes you want as long as they're geometric, or You could make some guide points if you want, which is something I did in the cat tutorial, so you can look at that, but I'm just gonna go in randomly. So because I can't see very well, I'm going to zoom in a little bit more, or a lot more, and just start. I like to start with the nose. So it does not need to be super, super accurate or anything, so I'm gonna work pretty fast. Something that I like to do is I like to connect them, like find the points that you just made and then find different ones to move them along. I think that one's there. Oops. Oops. I didn't want that point. Okay. When you're done with a line you're making, you can just click on the select tool or your escape key, and that will bring you out of it. So that's how you get started. This will be the first part of this video. So watch the next part to see how I fill in the rest of the shapes.